I'm a stepper, I'm standing on business. And the rumors.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Los Angeles Rams and the New York Jets, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Well, autumn starting to give way to the first hints of winter as we are at a chilly MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New York Jets. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, a lot of buzz here in the tri-state area about these Jets in 2023. Do you think that they are ready to challenge the Bills and the Dolphins for supremacy in the AFC East?
I certainly do, and for two big reasons. Number one, Aaron Rodgers is in town at quarterback, but number two, their defense, which kept them in every game last year and only got better through the draft this year. They can pair those together. They can compete with anyone in the AFC East and the AFC in total.
Then for the visiting Rams, they found out the hard way that you need a lot of good fortune when you win a Super Bowl title. And when you down the numbers, there he goes. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Jets. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team to just score, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here are the Rams set to go to work on offense, and they're led by a man who topped the 50,000-yard mark in passing for his career a season ago. In year 15 now, here's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford, the Rams won it all in Super Bowl 56, but last season was a stark contrast to that. The Rams need their quarterback to recapture his form from 2 seasons ago to help spark another postseason run.
Right to the air. Here's Stafford. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. One thing I know for sure, and I know you know this too, that was not in the script. One play, and it's 6 going the other direction.
Not only was it not in the script, it's not in his mental process either, because I know he spent last night prior to the ball game envisioning every pass being perfect, every pass going to his guys, and frankly, every pass ending up in the end zone. In this case, it did, just the wrong one.
Now Zuerlein on and the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Pass complete there to Nakua. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. C.J. Mosley came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that's too tall for his receiver. It's incomplete. And Charles got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, partners, the first quarter too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Returnable here from the 38. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the Jets now in great position here to start things out. They'll be led out by Zach Wilson, former 2nd overall pick, now in his 3rd season out of BYU.
And we all know the scouting report on him. He can attack the field at all levels with a very strong arm and make big-time plays off schedule. We also see a player with confidence and swagger. We see a guy who knows how to lead a team, who knows how to compete, and wants to be great every time he hits the field.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. All the way in. Touchdown, New York. Randall Cobb, 48 yards. And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. But looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Play action. Stafford. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man, here is Cobb. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Randall Cobb. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up. I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Rams ready to go on offense. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Zerline now for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it as we resume action. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw, Stafford. To the right side and complete to Atwell. Third and 4. To throw is Stafford. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Ethan Evans on now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he fields it cleanly. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. He's going to get this one complete here to Cobb. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Randall Cobb on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets continue to pull away here in this first half. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it is 42-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And taken right at the 35. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jets. Randall Cobb on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets are pouring it on. Well, I'll say one thing, Charles. You're getting really good practice here breaking down touchdowns. What did you see there?
Well, the same thing I've seen over and over and over in this first half. My scintillating analysis, Brandon, this offense is absolutely taking no prisoners.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. L.A. readies for its next possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's got his man on the out route. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Here's Stafford. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now it's 2nd and 10. To the air again, Stafford. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. They'll throw now on the final play. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a strong first half from the former number 2 overall pick, Zach Wilson. He had it going right away. 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter, 2 more in the second. 4 touchdown passes all told. And he's likely not done yet.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Out of the gun, they give to Henderson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense. He finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun, Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5. That's a whale of a game. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Randall Cobb, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Jets take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The football going back to the Rams now. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a play fake it at Stafford. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. C.J. Mosley able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Henderson. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Taking on the midfield logo. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now Wilson on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cobb. Touchdown! Randall Cobb, 43 yards. And the Jets just continue to roll. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Zerline now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. LA set to take over again on offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard. Just what they needed, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Henderson now on 1st and 10 to about the 40-yard line. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Rams punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taken from just outside the 30. Muscles him off. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. That's complete to Cobb. Now he's loose again. Touchdown, Jets. Randall Cobb, 65 yards. And the Jets add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, You could just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. He'll get this one to Cobb complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
3rd and 2, Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
And they get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a 2nd and 2. Stafford looks to throw again. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. C.J. Mosley able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack, and they're staring up at a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Their front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And taken right on the 30. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. And now out come the Jets. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little.
Randall Cobb on the breakaway. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now Zerline on and the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 22-yard line.
Throwing is Stafford. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. On first down, Stafford here. His throw incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. Stafford to his #1 guy, Kupp, for a Los Angeles first. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Well, first down screen pass, good for 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Again, it's Stafford. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw is Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here comes the Rams punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make...
Randall Cobb on a breakaway. There he goes again. He may go. Randall Cobb. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Zerline now for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Throwing again is Stafford. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.